In the shadows where truth and tales intertwine, we find the thrilling, the chilling, the downright spine-tingling. From the paranormal to the peculiar, every echo has a story. Dare to delve into the unexpected, the unexplained? Brace yourself, for you're about to embark on a journey where fear meets fascination. Stay tuned if you dare, for stories that will make your heart race and your mind ponder. Welcome to the realm of the eerie, the realm of the unknown. And remember, like and subscribe, if you dare. Fresh-faced and eager, I stepped foot into the park ranger station for the first time. I was just an 18-year-old boy then, on the precipice of manhood. The outdoors had always been a second home to me, so when I received my acceptance letter from the Park Service, you could imagine my joy. This was before the era of emails, mind you, so the news came in the form of a crisp, formal letter in the mail. On that first day, I woke up before the crack of dawn, eager to make a good impression. I was welcomed at the station, given my induction, and handed my uniform. As a fresh recruit, I wasn't entrusted with much. I was everyone's lackey, tasked with the jobs that no one else wanted to do. A few weeks into my service, I started noticing peculiar happenings. Rangers missing their patrol times, hushed conversations held in secret corners. It felt like there were some rangers who were privy to certain information, while us younger ones were kept in the dark. I chalked it up to a chain of command, a hierarchy based on experience and need to know. How right I was, but even after 57 years of service, nothing could prepare me for the truth. Every now and then, the FBI and the Army would show up. I thought it odd, but I reasoned that they were probably conducting some training exercises. After all, what better training ground than the remote wilderness teeming with all sorts of predators? But about 2 months into the job, I had my first encounter. An encounter that would shatter my naive belief that this was just another job, that everything was as it seemed. But that, dear listeners, is a story for another time. For now, let's leave it at this. Even after 57 years of service, nothing could prepare me for the truth. 2 months in, I had my first encounter that would forever change my perception of this job. I was patrolling a nearby campsite, the sun casting long shadows between the trees, when a little girl came wandering up to me. Her hair was disheveled, clothes muddied, and her eyes held a distant look. I knelt down to her level, the scent of pine needles and damp earth filling my nostrils. "Hey there, sweetheart. Where are your parents?" I asked, trying to keep my voice light. She shrugged her small shoulders, her gaze never quite meeting mine. I thought maybe she had just wandered off. Surely we would soon receive a call about a missing child. So I decided to take her back to our post, make her comfortable while we waited for that inevitable call. But the call never came, and neither did her parents. As the night grew darker, I decided to probe a bit more. "Where do you live, honey? Maybe I can contact someone at your home." Her response was chilling. "I live here, silly," she said, her voice a soft whisper. I laughed nervously, trying to keep my composure. "No, you can't live here. Do you mean you're camping?" I asked, hoping for a more sensible reply. But her next words were far from sensible. They were unsettling. Her voice, previously soft and innocent, now took on a stern, deeper tone that belied her tender years. "No, I live here," she insisted, her small face serious. I felt a chill run down my spine, the hairs on the back of my neck standing up. Something was not right. Something was off about this child, but what was it? Her stern, deeper voice sent shivers down my spine. "No, I live here." Those words, in that voice, would echo in my mind for years to come. Little did I know then, this was just the beginning of a long, eerie journey filled with encounters that would defy logic and shake the very foundation of my understanding about the world we live in. In confusion, I picked up the phone to call the police. My heart pounded as the dial tone hummed in my ear, a stark contrast to the eerie silence in the room. "Hello, police," I began, my voice faltering slightly. "I'm a ranger at the Park Service. We have a lost child here." The operator's response was not what I expected. "Oh, you'll need to speak with Dennis. He's your handler." I was taken aback. "My what? Handler?" The word itself carried a weight that made my stomach churn. Before I could process what was happening, I was put through to Dennis. He had a deep, gravelly voice, like a man who had seen too many winters. I quickly explained the situation, my words tumbling out in a rush. His response sent a chill down my spine. "Don't let her leave." His voice was urgent, almost desperate. "Whatever happens, don't let it leave." "It?" I echoed, my mind racing. What did he mean, it? Was he referring to the little girl? There was a pause on the other end of the line. Then Dennis sighed, a heavy, weary sound. "Just keep an eye on her. We'll have someone there soon to assist you." I agreed, though I felt a knot of unease in my stomach. "Okay, sure," I said, then hung up the phone. The little girl was watching me, her eyes wide and innocent. "Who was that?" she asked. "Was that my mommy?" I shook my head, trying to keep my voice steady. "No, sweetheart, we can't find her. A police officer named Dennis, or one of his friends, will be coming to take you home." Her reaction was immediate and terrifying. A demonic scream tore from her throat as she shrieked, "No, they won't get me!" And then she was gone, disappearing into the forest. I was left standing alone, the echoes of her scream lingering in the air. The words, "Don't let it leave," echoed in my mind. In the blink of an eye, the little girl was gone. One moment she stood there, all innocence and curiosity. The next she was a blur, darting away with a speed that was anything but childlike. Her demonic scream still echoed in my ears, a chilling reminder of the sudden transformation I had just witnessed. The forest, usually a place of tranquility and beauty, had become a lurking, ominous entity. It swallowed her whole, concealing her within its dense undergrowth. I could hear the rustling of leaves, the snapping of twigs, but no human sound. No cries, no laughter, just the haunting silence of the wilderness. I found myself rooted to the spot, my mind a whirl of confusion and fear. The words of the FBI agent Dennis echoed in my head, "Don't let it leave." But what did he mean by it? The little girl or something far more sinister? The more I thought about it, the more terrified I became. The little girl's words, her sudden change, it was all too strange, too horrifying. I tried to chase after her, to follow the path she had taken, but it was like chasing a ghost. She was there one moment, and then she was not. I could feel the cold dread settling in. The realization that I was dealing with something far more complex and terrifying than a simple missing child. The forest seemed to close in on me, its shadows deepening, its silence growing heavier. I could feel the weight of 1,000 unseen eyes upon me, watching, waiting. I could almost hear the whispers of the trees, their ancient secrets rustling in the wind. I retreated, my heart pounding in my chest, my skin prickling with fear. I didn't know what was happening, what was lurking in the shadows, but I knew one thing for certain. I was out of my depth, and this was only the beginning. She disappeared into the woods, leaving me standing there, alone and terrified. When Agent Dennis arrived, his relief at the girl's disappearance only added to my confusion. The air was thick with an unspoken tension as the FBI agent assessed the situation. His eyes darted around, taking in the empty wilderness that had swallowed the little girl. The loss of a child would usually incite panic, but Dennis seemed oddly at ease. His brow was not furrowed with worry, but rather, it relaxed, a sigh of relief escaping him. Dennis was a man of few words, but the words he did share carried weight. He was not one to waste his breath on idle chatter, so when he spoke, you listened, and his words always left an impression. He turned to me, his gaze piercing through the veil of my naivety. He studied me for what felt like an eternity before finally speaking. His voice was calm and composed, yet it echoed an undercurrent of chilling warning. "If you stick around, kid, you'll find out one day what's really going on." His words hung in the air, a foreboding prophecy that sent shivers down my spine. The implications of his statement left me with more questions than answers. What was I not seeing? What was hidden beneath the surface of this seemingly peaceful park? What was the truth that I was yet to uncover? Dennis didn't elaborate further. Instead, he turned his back to me and walked away, leaving me standing alone in the chilling silence of the wilderness. His cryptic words echoed in my mind, a haunting reminder of the unknown I was yet to face. In that moment, I understood that my journey with the Park Service was not going to be a simple one. There were dark secrets buried within the heart of these woods, secrets that were far beyond my comprehension. But as Dennis's words echoed in my mind, I realized that I was destined to uncover them. He left me with his cryptic words, "If you stick around, kid, you'll find out one day what's really going on." Little did I know how true they would turn out to be. And so, our tale of the Campfire Horrors comes to an end. Until next time, sleep tight. Before we part ways, dear viewers, remember to stay vigilant. The Campfire Horrors may have been extinguished for now, but the embers of the unknown always remain. As you lay down to sleep tonight, don't forget the lessons from our tale. Safety is but a fleeting moment in a world of unseen. So if you've enjoyed this journey into the abyss, Don't forget to ring that bell and smash that like button. Do it before the thing under your bed decides to pay you a visit. Oh, and keep those night lights on. You never know what might be lurking in the dark. Thank you for embarking on this terrifying adventure with us, until our paths cross again in another tale of the unknown. Goodbye and sweet dreams, if you can.